Всем привет, с вами как всегда Андрей. На этот раз у нас видео по игре Godus. Если я правильно ее произнес, играем, не играем, выполняем роль бога. Я прошел такую начальную тут тренировочку, тут буквально пару заданий было, вот построить землю и все. Как ни странно, игра уже на русском почему-то, ну ладно. Графика не блещет, но, видимо, акцент на чем-то другом.
Okay, you've just been asked to remove rocks. The rocks are a fantastic store of belief. My first big tip to you is don't destroy too many rocks. because later on they're a really good way of getting that and topping up your belief. They seem like a negative, but actually later in the game when you're not mining, they become a positive. So be careful with your rocks.
Build 'em. Complete 'em. Build 'em. Build 'em. Build 'em.
Here we are in the timeline. Now, we've gone through a ton of revisions, haven't we, on the
Yeah,
timeline?
started out as a book, and then where did we go from a book? I think we had many iterations of the
Yeah,
timeline.
many iterations. And really what we wanted to get to is a feeling for you that you were in control of what was unlocked and when it was unlocked. So there's two stages. That first, the first strip, you can scroll through now and you can see where your advances are happening. There's some truly exciting advances in there. New to the PC build is the completely new settlement thing. We'll come to that later. But you need to be a little bit strategic, especially with the cards in the second row, which is the cards that you've discovered or unlocked by filling your bars up, and that you're going to unlock with stickers. Now, my big advice to you is don't... Right, you've received your first proper abode. Now, abodes have followers in them. There are two types of followers that live in this type of abode. That one are breeders. If an abode has breeders in, that means more people will be bred. Fairly obvious that. They also have workers. Now, you will notice that a little pip appears over an abode when a worker has something to do. You can click on that pip. At this moment, that's pretty much the only thing you can do with workers, but very soon now you'll be unlocking leashing. There's lots of powerful things that you can do with leashing. So it will seem a little bit grindy for a while. We just want to get you totally used to the idea that workers live in abodes, breeders breed, Abodes give you things like belief. So bear with us, because the real strategy starts coming in a little bit later.
Complete 'em. Build 'em.
Here we are in the timeline. Now, we've gone through a ton of revisions, haven't we, on the
Yeah,
timeline?
started out as a book, and then where did we go from our book? I think we had many iterations of the
Yeah,
timeline.
many iterations. And really what we wanted to get to is a feeling for you that you were in control of what was unlocked and when it was unlocked. So there's two stages. That first, the first strip, you can scroll through now and you can see where your advances are happening. There's some truly exciting advances in there. New to the PC build is the completely new settlement thing. We'll come to that later. But you need to be a little bit strategic, especially with. Okay, now you've got the Restore Ruin card. This allows you to direct your followers to repair these ruins, which generally speaking will unveil different parts of the land. Now, later on in the game, there are different routes that you can take. Some of these will require either a lot of your resources or a lot of your followers to do. Generally speaking, the more followers you put into this, the faster they'll be discovered. So I always like trying to get a follower to one of these temples as soon as I possibly can, and we'll be talking about that a little later. This is another feature which has been in the game for a long time. I really love the idea that you can use the resources of your followers either to build more, to expand your population, or you can use them to do things like restore ruin in the world.
And this card unlocks not just repairing these beacons, but other things in the world as well. Some things that we're actually hidden beneath the landscape right now. But you'll be able to repair anything once you've got this card.
Complete 'em.
You've just unlocked belief, possibly the most valuable of all the resources in Godus. Belief allows you to sculpt anywhere. It allows you to use some of the god powers that you'll be unlocking in the next hour. And the more belief you have, the more powerful you feel as a god. The main way is to leave your followers in an abode so they generate belief faster. Now, don't think that you're probably thinking at the moment, oh, well, I don't like leashing around and collecting my belief like that. We've got a solution for you later on. We allow you to group all your settlements together, so you only have to tap on a few things. But bear with us, because one thing I like about collecting belief at the start of the game, not at the end, not at the mid game, but at the start of the game, is it reminds you, it pulls you back to your original settlers to pick up the belief. You'll also notice in the bottom left-hand corner that little pulsing belief ball shows you that you've got uncollected belief. We didn't quite have time to allow you to click on that to zoom to the place where the belief is, but we'll pick that up later on. You are now able to sculpt not only sand, but to sculpt grass. But beware, because it costs you that valuable belief to sculpt in grass. The higher you sculpt, the more expensive. So don't, at this point, go to the top of a mountain and start sculpting it down. You'll run out of belief within seconds. Keep your sculpts to the lowest level of grass, and I would use this at this point to maybe think about going on a bit of a treasure hunt. Now, we've hidden loads of chests around this first area, and just using your sculpting power to find some of those chests. They're going to give you stickers, and those stickers are going to allow you to unlock cards. It's great to have a little store of those stickers because it gives you the flexibility later on.
Yeah, where the sculpting is in kind of small drags rather than these big land manoeuvres, it means that you can kind of be a little cheeky when it comes to some of these chests and just notch out the land a little bit at a time, and that way if you can just see the chest poking out, sometimes you can get hold of it without having to burn a huge ton of belief.
Okay, Pit of Doom. This is the first PC exclusive feature, and it unlocks gems. Now here's the thing. I love, as a designer, the concept of gems. The gems on the PC are very, very different to gems on mobile. Gems on the PC allow you to use your skill to find and collect and hoard gems, and then using those gems on different areas of the game. If you want things to go faster, if you want a building to go faster, you can do that. If you want to give your followers gifts, you can do that. If you want to go through voyages quick with more followers, you can do that. Gems really allow you to use your impatience or your curiosity to mod the game. They're not something to be frightened about. And you'll notice on the PC as well, there's no way of buying gems with money. We don't want you to buy with money. You've already spent your money on this game. We want to use your skill as a gamer to collect as many gems as possible. Now, there's two approaches to gems. The first approach is a turtle approach. I am a turtle. I like hoarding stuff and feeling rich. So collecting as many gems as you can, but don't spend them unless you feel you absolutely have to. The second approach is the spendthrift approach, and that means as soon as you get a gem, you spend it. Your average on average, you'll probably only have 4 or 5 gems at any one time, where the turtle will have up to 100 gems. Don't be frightened of these. These are exciting gameplay features. They've been balanced. This is balanced for you. I would warn you though, if you overspend at the start, you might live to regret it. You're going to get through the game faster than the turtle, but you're going to come to a point where you just wish you had more of those gems. There's always gems to find. There's 3 ways of getting gems. The first way is the Pit of Doom. Again, if you're a vengeful god, just sacrifice your followers. They'll go into the Pit of Doom and you'll get one, occasionally more than one, a gem. Just try different followers going into the Pit of Doom. There may be different results. that will give you a gem. But notice that your followers will become very unhappy. That doesn't seem to have an effect now, but it will later on. The second way is to do voyages. We're going to have voyages later on. These are directly related to your skill at protecting your followers in a different minigame. And the third way is treasure hunting. You can go around and find chests which have gems hidden in them. Any or all of these ways are valid ways of getting gems.
Build 'em. Build 'em. Complete 'em. Complete 'em. Build 'em. Build 'em.
Вот такая вот динамичная игра, экшен прямо прет. Они еще и устают, оказывается, вон это что-то ходит кое-как. Устают.
Complete 'em. Build 'em. Complete 'em.
Okay, you've just unlocked the Living Society card. This is an example of, do you waste your stickers on this? Do you, as a god, care about your followers being happy or being friends? Now, we are going to be introducing a lot about happiness. You'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, there is a happiness bar. You may think, well, who cares? I don't really care about your happiness. Happiness is going to become very important later on. We'll talk about it when we come to it. But you know, I've played this game without unlocking the Living Society, and okay, my followers are a little bit unhappy, but who cares less? Maybe you don't want to waste those stickers at the moment. Next is the Temple of Doom. This is the first PC exclusive feature that we have, and we'll be talking about that. It's a really exciting feature.
Блин, тут даже сохранения походу нет, хотя может автоматически сохраняется.
Complete them. Complete them.
Well done.
The leash, at last. For me, this is where the game really starts to be a bit more strategic. Deciding where your followers go, what they build, deciding whether or not you want to leash your followers to the pit of doom and get those lovely gems from sacrificing their lives. This is where it starts. Now, there's lots of different ways to use the leash. The first is to just tap and hold on a single follower and then direct them to where you want them to go. This can be to shrines of expansions that you've unlocked. This can be to repair different buildings. This can be to build things. This can be to take them and see what they will do. If you take a follower next to someone who's dead, you'll notice that they'll react differently. This is a way, we think, of you breaking their free will. It's fine to use the leash as much as you want. Later on, in a subsequent update, we're tracking the amount of time you take the free will away from your followers. So there is going to be a consequence to what I call over-leashing. But at the moment, feel free to do whatever you want with your followers.
This is this is my favourite thing to do, actually, when you just get, you save up your belief and you get about 15 people and lead them to a massive area of land that you've prepared, and then just leash and let them all go to it and just start a massive building project. This is also the way that you get people to the pit of doom, just in case you're wondering. And this was a replacement for the totem that we originally had, which was a lot harder to balance and a little bit more fiddly, and this was our more tactile way of giving this mechanic.
Yeah, and it does feel really nice to have that tactile feedback on your followers, to actually pick a follower up and decide exactly where they will go. Again, this is another thing I love about our approach is you may never use the leash. You can just sprog. It's called sprogging. If you tap on a follower pip above a house, you don't have to bother about it, but it does allow you for deeper strategies, really planning out your world. Sculpting an area that's up high, for example, will give you more belief when they generate belief, but you'll need to get your people there, and using the leash to do that is a fantastic way.
Mm-hmm. You can also use this mechanic on trees or rocks to destroy trees or rocks. The same with collecting belief. So clicking and holding on any object in the world and dragging will usually give the same result.
Kill them. Complete 'em.
Bigger abodes. Now, this has been quite a little. You've had quite a lot of waiting around, haven't you, to get this card? You had to get your population up to about 60. Don't. This is why, if you find yourself waiting too much, spend those gems to speed up those house buildings. I would say to you, is sand is great to expand up your population. If you sculpt on sand, remember it's free. You can always sprog people for absolutely free, for no belief whatsoever. But, you know, a lot of little abodes on sand, it's not really, you're not really investing long term. It's better to get those abodes on grass. So I would focus on getting that first area just sculpted out and get to those bigger abodes because they're much more efficient generating belief. The followers like living in bigger abodes. They like advancing through those abodes.
Build 'em.
Complete them. Complete them.
Okay, you've reached voyages. This is a completely separated mini game. Now, the point is, when you're doing in a voyage, remember your homeworld is carrying on playing, so you know it's a great thing to do if you're waiting around for your followers to build things. After you've done this introductory voyage, you're going to have lots of voyages to choose from, and each one of those voyages can give you rewards for completing a land, like extra gems, more belief, more stickers, and later on some of the more resources. Also, as you do each of those lands, some of those lands we've hidden chests in, so there's some really nice bonuses to find in there. Generally speaking, when you complete a voyage, there's a big unlock this card. It's incredibly valuable. Those rocks that are getting in the way, they really can be a great source of belief. Also, if you're finding yourself waiting around, use the leash loads. At this stage of the game, almost every follower in your world should be building something. So leash to a spare plot, sprog a spare plot, and you'll be speeding through this section. We really, in design terms, I really want you to, the reason why we slightly pause the game here, I really want you to get used to leashing. I want you to get used to this way of gameplay. If something is taking a long time, focus on something else. If building is taking a long time, focus on picking up rocks now that they're worth 10 times their belief when you unlock this card. If you're finding that you've run out of rocks, focus on treasure hunting. If you're finding that you're running out of treasure, you can start doing voyages if you've unlocked that. Don't forget, if you haven't built the dock at the moment, leash more people to it. Speed it up with gems, because those voyages are a brilliant way of doing something while your little followers get on with building the world, the building tasks you've set them.
Build 'em.
Тут такая, в общем, динамичная игра. Как видите, меня тут чуть не вынесли. Ничего. Мы с нашей пушкой всех порвем.
Build 'em.
Всем спасибо за то, что смотрели. Я думаю, следующее видео я сделаю, когда будет что-нибудь интересное, а не чисто строительство. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Смотрите другие видосы. Всем пока.